Many graduates with first class can't even communicate effectively. Let me tell you, if you have an invention, which is a renowned invention that can change the world, and you are before investors per se, and you can't even pitch your ideas to your investors, man, you will walk out of that place with your wonderful world-changing ideas and still be broke because you lack communication skills. Certificate, which is one of the pillars that we are going to talk about, only gets you past the gate. But what will sustain you is who you are. They will look for people that are in their network, that have built themselves, that are qualified to apply and get those jobs. Now, one more thing. Why people don't build themselves is because they don't see value in themselves. If you don't see value in yourself, how do you expect people to value you? Intentional about handling your finance. Most of us are wealthy in school, but we don't even know. We are not even aware. There are two types of skills you should make sure that you learn in school before graduating. And the first one, it took me 5 years in school to discover why many Nigerian students are missing a lot of opportunities in the world and why many Nigerian students are wasting their time, resources, and energy in school. This masterclass, I'm going to break it down into 3 sections so that it will be easily digestible for every Nigerian student. Now, we are going to learn about the 6 pillars of school success that you should not afford to miss in 2025. If you want to graduate and jobs will be coming for you, you will not, be like your uncle that is still looking for job, carrying your certificate everywhere. Pay attention to these 6 laws, because I feel and I strongly believe, out of my research and from my little experience, if any student pays attention to these 6 pillars and develops and builds them, at the end of your stay in school, you might have, you would have gotten things that you will be doing that will be bringing thousands into your account. And I feel somehow why I didn't learn all these things while in school. While I was in school, I discovered it in my final year, so it's quite difficult. And I'm also going to teach you the secrets to unlocking your purpose. Now, this is not about do this, no. We are going to focus on practical steps that I've discovered that Nigerian students can, leverage on, that will help you to discover your purpose. Are you with me? Now, let's ride on. Now, another thing I'm also going to teach you is everything every student needs to know to make 2025 a more successful year. And I promise you, I kid you not. This is not those seminars, those videos that you watch. They'll tell you make new resolutions, or they'll tell you don't do it. No. We are going to break everything down practically, and you're going to see if you follow suit. So make sure that you follow every section of this master class. Now, let's begin with this question. Assuming you meet me one-on-one, and I ask you, what is the real reason you are in school? Now, many students, many of us, even when I got admitted into the university, I thought that the real reason for being in school is just PG. Exactly. I thought it was just to pass exam and or get a degree. That was what I thought, and I believe that's what many students think. Well, before, that was how it was. If you're going to school, you're just going to, pass the exams so that at the end, passing the exams will help you to gain the degree. But in this dispensation, we have evolved beyond degree. The world is no longer looking for who has the degree, but who can get the job done. Are you with me? Who can get the job done? In the course of my research, I now discovered that even some big companies and industries are no longer looking for people that has certificate, but people that has the skills that are equal to what they are looking for. Now, are you with me? Now, you might be asking, what is the connection between purpose and vision for Nigerian students? And this thing, don't worry, I'm driving there and I'll get you. Now, I want us to, talk about the 6 pillars. Yeah, the 6 pillars of school success that you can't afford to miss in 2025. Now, this is the main reason why many students graduate without a job. In the course of this learning, you are going to discover that. Now, in the course of this learning, you are going to know why people, finish off and they don't get what they wanted to get. Because we focused on one pillar, neglecting the 5 pillars. So in the course of this training, you are going to learn that. Are you with me? So let's go. There are 6 pillars. 6 pillars every student needs to build in the course of their stay in the university or higher institution. Now, if you don't build anyone, let me tell you, it will still fire you back. Are you with me? But the thing is, when we all got admitted into the university, we were all told to focus on one pillar. One pillar. Are you with me? To focus on one pillar. Now, the first pillar you should build if you are in the university, and make it, every pillar I'm going to share with you, make it a vision for yourself in 2025. Are you with me? Now, the first pillar you have to build is to build yourself. You are in school to build yourself. Do you know that? You are not in school just to get the certificate, but you are to build yourself. If you calm down to analyze things, I call this the mental transformation pillar. I was reading a lot of books and I was, paying attention to what they were saying about success. Little, in fact, few books spoke about getting successful through your certificate, but through yourself, your thinking, how you think. Are you with me? How you think. Now, when we're talking about, to build yourself, what I'm talking about is personal growth, self-confidence, and self-esteem. There are a lot of first-class people that have not built themselves. They don't even know what discipline is all about. They don't even know how to persist in the midst of failure. Are you getting that now? They don't even know what it means to have self-confidence. These are little things that if you pay attention to in school, you should build all these things. Self-confidence, self-esteem. There are people that graduated in school that small thing that will just do to them, they will just, lose and start feeling anyhow. Are you getting me? And that thing that, in this building yourself is to build resilience and independence. School, higher institution is one. Now, quote me anywhere. Higher institution is one of the platforms where you can build resilience with the battles that you are facing from lecturers and peers, and also build independence because you are transiting from staying with your parents down to staying alone. Are you getting that now? So in the course of this, in the course of your staying in school, you should learn how to become independent financially and personally, and be resilient. So these are things that you should pay attention to. Pay attention to building yourself. Most people don't pay attention. Now, how do you build yourself? You build yourself through attending seminars, reading a lot of books, listening to healthy podcasts. So just like this, the Nigerian student podcast. Now, in the course of this year, we are going to be having a whole lot of monthly physical seminars for people that are in Michael University. I'm just giving you an icebreaker so that we are going to talk about all this building yourself and everything that's affecting the Nigerian students. By God's grace, we're going to be starting from February down to December, as God grants us grace. Many students don't build themselves, and at the end, they expect people to hire them. Now, let me tell you one thing, that the only pillar, okay, we'll get there. Someone taught me something in 100 level, and the person said that certificates, which is one of the pillars that we are going to talk about, only gets you past the gate. Or what will sustain you is who you are. And who you are is what you know, and the combination of the other pillars that you've built while in school. Are you getting that now? Now, the second pillar you should, build, never forget this as long as you live, is build relationship, your network. To build relationship. I call this your network. This is the only platform, higher institution is the only platform where you get to meet a lot of minds. From your course mates, your lodge mates, your college people, your fellowship members, lecturers, even non-academic staffs. This is the only platform where you get to build relationship that will help you. Let me tell you, there are doors that your certificates can't open, but because of tell them I know you or tell them I sent you, we open that door. Let me share an experience with you. I did my project at SEDI. Now, I don't know if you know SEDI. SEDI is an institute in Enugu State. I forgot the full acronym. Wonderful place. But we spent 4 days there in Enugu. How were we able to stay in Enugu? Just a coursemate housed us. Else, when we priced a motel because we could not afford a hotel, the hotel they were expensive. When we priced the motel, they were telling us 5,000 per night. And we planned to stay there just for 3 days, just for 2 days and get the job done. We never knew that it was bigger than expected. And at the cost of everything, we spent 4 days free at my place because of what? At his place. Because of what? Relationship. When you graduate, there are times when you will be carrying files, but people that will connect you are people that know you. And now let me tell you one thing. If you've not built yourself, these people will not connect you to things that are worthy of recommendation. They will look for people that are in their network, that have built themselves, that are qualified to apply and get those jobs. Now, use yourself as a case study. If you have a friend and you know that this guy is good at speaking, this guy is very, very good at speaking, and you have another friend and you know this guy is good, but what he does is just watch movie and he gets first class. No, let's remove the one first class. I don't want to mention about first class here. Now, and your uncle is looking for someone that can be the spokesman or the spokesperson of the company. And you know you are tied up with one thing. Who will you recommend? You have two good friends. Who will you recommend? The person that paid the price to learn how to communicate. Are you getting that now? So that you know that in school you have to spend time and cherish people. Cherish your classmates. Do not look down on anybody. In this 2025, make it a vision that all the things you're going to learn, you're going to build and work on these things. Build yourself, build networks. We are in the world of men. If God did not neglect men, why would you neglect men? Why will you neglect your classmate? Because of he did not get first class, or because of he's not the one answering questions in class and you're looking down on him. Let me tell you, the other day I was watching an interview and I saw one guy, that this guy was, people look down on him. We've all heard about his stories, but the people that are working for him are people that got first class. My goodness. Why do we pay attention to one pillar and neglect all these things? So be intentional about my mentor and a man I respect so much, Mr. Dano Obio. He said something, and this is a mantra that he lives by. Be intentional or be forgotten. So in this 2025, please, be intentional about building relationships, because these are currencies. See, whatever money can buy, I learned this from Apostle Joshua Selman. Whatever money can buy, relationship can pay for it twice. I've seen it. This is not just what people told me. I've seen it in my life. Build your relationship with your classmates. Cherish and value everyone. In the course of next month, we are going to be dealing more on how to build relationship with your classmates. You know, this is the month for relationships. So make sure you pay attention and make sure you are subscribed. But let's be running. The third thing you need to build, very, very important in school. Now, please pay attention to this. It's very, very important. You are in school to build your faith. You are in school to build your faith. Because why? Now, most of us neglect this part. They'll say, young man, get to the next point. Let me tell you one thing. There are things that these two above, and the remaining 3 won't give you. But your relationship, I call this your connection with God. I would have placed this one at the first, but if I did that, you won't want to watch this video. Quite an assumption for me. But you see your faith in school, when you graduate, you find it difficult to grow your faith. Why? Because you are not in an environment, you are not in a system that will compel you to build your faith. But the school system is the only platform that gives you that leverage, that advantage of having fellowships. We have a lot of fellowships in school, you can't even imagine. That when you join them, you are there to fan your faith, fan your prayer life, your study life. I gave my life to Christ, not in school, but at home. But I served in school, and I know how far service in school and building my faith in school has brought me. The connections that it has brought me. Even your faith also helps you in building yourself, because it is when you know. I don't want to get too deep in this regard. When you know who you are in Christ, you start becoming intentional about building yourself. Are you getting that now? Are you seeing that now? And it is when you know who you are in Christ and you know that God values people, you start, valuing yourself and valuing your people. Now, one more thing. Why people don't build themselves is because they don't see value in themselves. So, and if you don't see value in yourself, how do you expect people to value you? Are you seeing that now? I see that now. So, another vision you should look into adding to your vision board for 2025 is to be intentional about building your faith. Read your Bible. Pray, pray, pray. Never neglect the gathering of brethren. These are platforms where you can, get advantage of building your faith. Now let's move to the next, thing. Are you seeing that I've not even mentioned one dimension that we have all been advised to focus, and that is the dimension I'm going to touch down, and that is the fourth one, to build knowledge. To build knowledge. You are in school. See, let me tell you, you got admitted into a school because of what? Because JAM gave you admission, Abi. And why did JAM give you admission? You applied that you have the desire to pay the price to get one thing. This knowledge is a combination of two things. One, academic knowledge. This is where we all focus and neglect these things. The remaining three above. Definitely, you got admitted into studying mechanical engineering. That's what I studied. A wonderful course per se. To get the academic knowledge of mechanical engineering, you're not supposed to neglect all these things. So pay the price as well, as much as it depends on you, to know everything you can know about academics. Sorry, about your course, your department. But now, never forget this one. Financial knowledge. I know many people, they paid attention to this particular one. They built some of all these things, but they did not pay attention to this one. I suffered in school because I didn't pay attention to finance. We have a month dedicated to learning about finance, either the month of March or so, in the course of, NSP, Nigerian Student Podcast. If you are learning about building your knowledge of your academic knowledge, pay the price, read financial books. In as much as financial books do not make you wealthy, but it makes you enlightened. Just like Francis Bacon said, is it Francis Bacon or Benjamin Franklin that said something about knowledge is power? Knowledge is power. When you have the knowledge of finance, you now have the power to empower yourself. But many students pay attention to this and neglect this. Why some pay attention to this and neglect this? Balance them. Read one book. In fact, read books on finance this year. Be intentional about handling your finance. Most of us are wealthy in school, but we don't even know. We are not even aware. Those little 200 that you buy bonds every day and you buy Zobo, if you know the law, if you read about the book, the law of compounding effect, you now understand how much we are wasting, all in the name of eating. And you see that now. If you also learn about finance, it will give you an advantage when you graduate, that you have the certificate as an evidence. Remember, this is the primary reason why you are in the school that you are in. If not for this reason, if not for this one, you wouldn't be in an environment that can help you build all these things. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot build all these things outside, but I'm talking about being in school. It gives you a higher advantage. And in fact, for me, the main reason why you're in school is to build the 6 things that I'm about to teach you. You've learned 4 already. So build academic, make sure you pay your price to learn about the laws of academic success. There are rules of engagement. I've been studying all these things, and by the grace of God, we also have a month that we're going to be talking about academic success. How to leverage on relationship with your lecturers. How to know when to read and when not to read. How to know the rules, the laws that are guiding first class. I've been studying about these things, and Time will not permit me to start, should I mention the law of connection? Should I mention the law of relationship? Should I mention the law of understanding what works and what does not work in your department or in your college? Should I mention the law of past question? Oh my God, we have a whole lot of them. But time will not permit me to, deal on those things. Are you getting that now? See, in life, I see school as driving a motorcycle. This is academics is all about balancing, but the financial part, financial knowledge is the fuel that will keep you going. You can balance in your motorcycle, but if you don't have any fuel, you're going nowhere. That is the truth. That is the truth. Academics is now getting quite expensive in Nigerian institute. Let's say the truth. The other day, my sister got admitted into photo, and the price that they are paying for public health is 192,000 naira, and I'm like, what? I see that now. So the fifth thing we should all pay attention to is to build. Oh, I love this part. Is to build skills. Say after me, skills. There are two types of skills you should make sure that you learn in school before graduating. Now the first one, should I clean this thing? There are two types of skills you should learn while in school. Pay attention to these things, because if you don't learn all these things, man, I'm so sorry for you. You will still graduate and join the bandwagon of students that are looking for jobs. And some of them, go and be looking for POS, and some of them will still go and be doing cybercrime. So we are talking about the fifth thing, to build skills. Now, there are two types of skills. There is what we call practical and technical skills. And there is what we call soft skills. I pity any students that focus on building the four parts and don't build these skills, because you are still going to be jobless. You might get the job, but you still be displaced by people that have the skills. Like I shared with us, the world is now looking at who can get the job done. It's not who can say, I can do the job. The other day, I was, applying for a video editing job on LinkedIn, and I was looking at skills. There are many. These people are not just talking about 15 years experience or 5 years experience. There are a lot of skills. Now, when we talk about practical and technical skills, now, let me say something. Building skills is all about preparing yourself for the future. I'm telling you the truth. Now, for practical and technical skills, you should pay attention to. I listed them so that I won't forget them. See, Microsoft Office. You see that Microsoft Office, knowing how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. In as much as, yes, we did some slides in a presentation final year, defense and IT defense, some of us paid people to get the job done. These skills are quite important if you really want to go for big jobs. So I pity some students. The other day I was doing a research and I found out that some students can't even type. You see that now? So pay attention to all these things. Pay attention to knowing how to, presentation and public speaking. It's a practical skill that you should pay attention to building in this 2025. Another part you should, pay attention to is cybercrime awareness. This cybercrime, it's in this dispensation, the awareness is actually increasing. So build cybercrime. It's actually a technical or practical skill. In your department, there are people that are handling cybercrime. So it's a section that you should also pay attention to. Project management and collaboration. Man, I've applied for more than 5 jobs on LinkedIn. And man, these guys, one of the skills I saw them must have skills I saw there was collaboration, being able to collaborate with a team. We are in school. We do collaboration, but sometimes you don't even know. When you have been grouped as group members to work on a project, what do you think that is? That is to help you build team skills, to help you build your leadership skills if you emerge as the leader of the team, to help you build collaboration skills. So that collaboration is all about joining your minds together and getting a goal achieved, even in your final year project. So this, but we are in school and we just passed out of school and the school didn't pass through us. That's what that thing means, that sentence means. So, but soft skills, man, please, never. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because we are going to talk about these soft skills. We have emotes and we have speakers that are well loaded to teach us. One of the soft skills I want you guys to pay attention is, I don't know if I got this correctly, communication skills is on high demand now. Many graduates with first class can't even communicate effectively. Let me tell you, if you have an invention, which is a renowned invention that can change the world, and you are before, let's say, investors, let me use the word investors, and you can't even pitch your ideas to your investors, man, you will walk out of that place with your wonderful world-changing ideas and still be broke because you lack communication skills. Pay the price to read the books on communication. Read books by Dale Carnegie, read books by John Maxwell on communication, read books by Larry King on communication. Make sure you learn how to communicate, because if you don't know how to communicate, you're going to be flogged. You will be flogged. I'm telling you, life will flog you. And if you want to work on high industries and want to become CEOs and managers, you really communication. You must. It is a must. Don't tell me you have first class and you can't communicate and you're shy. Who are you? I'm an introvert, but I learned how to communicate. How did I learn how to communicate? I was intentional about it. They gave me the PRO of a fellowship. And I started learning how to communicate before I started talking about public speaking. Another soft skill is negotiation skill. Negotiation skill. You can learn how to communicate, but if you don't know how to negotiate, man, they will still want you. Yes, men will humble you. There is this guy, Nikola Tesla, a man I respect till death. All the electricity you are using now, he had an invention that paid the price. The AC that we are using, alternating current. But because of what? He didn't know how to communicate and negotiate his ideas before investors, and he died broke. Do you want to die broke with your inventions? We all have ideas. We all have things that we want to do. We all have passions that we want to, bring into fruition, but we don't know how to communicate. Sit down, man. Sit down, sir. Read the books on communication. Read the books on negotiation. Another soft skill I want you to also, pay attention to is emotional intelligence. This is actually a skill that you should never neglect. It's all about having high IQ and you emotionally wise, you are down. One of the things, go and do the research on Mrs. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Another I forgot. Networking. Man, go and read on how to network. We have January, February, March, April. Either April, we are going to talk on April and March. April and February, I don't know. There are 2 months we're going to talk on networking. How to network with people. This is one of the things that gives Tony Elumelu an advantage. This man knows how to network. The Tony Elumelu's foundation is based on networking. You need to learn how to network, because if you can communicate, negotiate, have emotional intelligence, but you don't know how to network, man, who will help you? I see that now. So now the 6th importance, please excuse me. Now, the 6th, you should pay attention to this year to build. You are in school to build yourself. You are in school to build relationships. You are in school to build your faith. You are in school to build knowledge. You are in school to build skills. You are in school to build your purpose. The main reason why you are on planet Earth It saddens me that most students don't even know what purpose is all about. Purpose is simply in simple and layman English. The Let me paraphrase Maxwell. No, let me use Maestro. The main intent of a manufacturer while manufacturing a product, that's the purpose. Why do we have ring lights facing me now? Ring lights, its purpose is just to brighten the environment, to give light to the environment, artificial light per se. So what is your main reason for being on planet Earth? And that is why we have purpose and vision. I've taken my time to explain the main reasons why you're in school. Now, I want you to pay attention to these main reasons while you're in school. And if you are given a chance to master one thing, before graduation, what would it be and why? Among all these things I've taught you, before we get into the whole section on purpose, what is one thing that if you are given a chance to master, that on this day next year, you are going to become a master on that? Please, I would love to know in the comment section. And if you have my contact, please do reach out to me. So now let's get to purpose. Purpose is very, very interesting because I'm going to teach you how to build your purpose. How to build your purpose. But before we get into how to build your purpose, I just want you to see school as a farm. School is basically a farmland where you cultivate all these things. It is impossible that you build all these things while in school before graduation and you'll be looking for a job or you'll be looking for work to do. Work will find you. Take me anywhere. Pay attention to these things. If your certificate doesn't give you a job, your skill will. If your skill doesn't give you a job, relationship will. If relationship purpose will. Man, but why do we focus on? Some of us focus on skills and forget knowledge. Some of us focus on knowledge and skills and forget relationship. Build all these things. School is basically a farmland where you build all the 6 things I mentioned. These are 6 pillars. And the higher your pillars and the stronger your pillars, the higher and stronger your building will be. Your success will be. Are you seeing that now? So in 2025, be intentional about the 5 things I taught you. Be intentional about the 5 things I taught you. Now, without further ado, let's talk about purpose. Let's talk about purpose. Very, very important. Now, I want to ask you a question. Now, this is a section called What? In your bag. I want to show you the secrets, the secrets on how to unlock and discover your purpose. Are you with me now? Now let's do this. Imagine you were heading to school and you found 2 bags. Okay, let's say you enter the class. As you sat down, you found 2 bags and you picked up one. Open them just to get to know who holds or has this bag so that you can get the bags to them. You opened one and you saw hammer. You saw nails. You saw saw. And you saw, hammer, nails, saw. Who do you think will have such a bag? Who do you think? Carpenter B. Now, you open the other bag and you saw measuring tape. You saw needle, you saw thread, you saw zippers, you saw button, and you saw scissors. Who do you think has that bag? The person potentially might be a tailor. Now, I want us to flip this. You use the contents of the bag to identify who the person or the purpose of the person. Now, the question I have for you is, what is in your own bag? What are the skills? What are the gifts, the talents, the potentials that He has deposited inside of you? I mean, your maker, Father, your Father, God, has deposited inside of you. Now, those skills does not show who you are. They show who you can be or who you ought to be. Are you with me? Now, I want us to, study all these things because your gift is actually what leads us to who you are, which is your purpose. What are the things inside your bag? Are you with me now? Now I want to show you how to find what is inside your bag. I mean, how to find your potentials. Because some of us might be asking, so how do I find my potentials? How to find or discover your potentials. Now, the first question I will ask you is, what are your natural talents? If you want to find your potentials, your gifts, first question you have to ask yourself is, what are your natural talents? What are the things you can, do effortlessly? For me, when I, started discovering about all this purpose, my natural talent is I can talk. I can talk. I can edit video. Nobody taught me editing video. I just downloaded it. That time it was Kind Master, Sharp. I would be cutting scenes and the rest. I can plan. But now the next question I have to ask you is, what do people often compliment you for? The first one is, what are your natural talents? What you can do effortlessly. But the next question is, what do people compliment you for? People compliment me for talking. I'm telling you the truth. The other day, I was discussing with my friend about his company that he is building, his startup. After having the conversation, he called me and said, Maxwell, why not co-found this company with me? Because I see you know how to communicate, you know how to talk, so that you become the spokesman that will be doing the negotiation for investors. I told him, guy, calm down, we don't rush things like that. You don't make decisions irrationally. You need to calm down, calculate your steps. Are you seeing that now? I'm not hyping myself. I'm still learning. I'm still in the growth process. I'm still building my skill, my soft skill. But you see that now? What are the things that people compliment you for? What are the things that you can do? When you do them, people say, guy, you are good at this. They are showing your potentials. The next one is, should I write all these things down? The next one is, what feels effortless to you but seems hard to people? Me talking, planning, thinking, calculation. I see that now. Let me write it down. 1. What are your natural talents? 2. What do people compliment you for? 3. What feels effortless to you but seems difficult to others? If you answer these questions, by the end of answering all these questions, you will get some skills or some potentials written down. Focus on them. This year. Focus on them. This year. Now, I want to teach you something. After answering all these questions, by the end of answering all these questions, you get some answers and you discover the hidden potentials God has deposited inside of you. But there's something I really, really want to teach you. It's a concept called bag. Now, when you discover these things now, what you discover here will show you your gifts. Pay attention to these things. Pay attention to these things because I'm going to teach you something that will change your life now. So I'm going to show you a concept that we are not taught in school. But if we are taught, my goodness, nothing will stop us in this life. Nothing will stop us in this life. See. No, let me use blue. B aging. In 2025 and beyond, if you've discovered your gifts, make sure that you build awareness for your gifts. Make it a vision, a plan, a goal to build awareness for your gift. Never forget this as long as you live and as long as you want to remain relevant. Make sure you build awareness for your gift. Now, this A means make sure you assess your strengths and weaknesses. What are the things you are good at, even if you know your gifts? But in that your gift, there are strengths and weaknesses. Yes, I can speak a little, but I don't know how to handle a big crowd. It's actually a weakness that I should, learn how to assess. And my strength is that I know how to rap. Like, it's not that I know how to rap songs. I can talk fast, blah, 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 blah. I can talk, hey, get out of here, what are you doing? That kind of thing. I know how to talk fast, but I need to learn how to handle my pace and apply the principle that John Maxwell taught me, the principle of the pause. Are you seeing that now? I need to learn how to, utilize my body movements. If you see me talk, I know how to use hand gestures, but it's a strength on me. I need to learn how to assess them more, so that when I say hey, you understand what I mean. See that now. So in 2025, make sure that you build these things, and now never forget this: grow your skills, guy. Grow them in as much as yes, you are good, but be intentional. Grow your skills and talents. Go for seminars, go for programs that will help you grow your skills. JPI is hosting a leadership program, a leadership convention, one of the biggest in March. I'm still looking for money that we can go there in Lagos. But these are programs that will help you to be intentional about your skills. Pay attention as you build awareness. When I mean build awareness is whatever you are doing, let the world see that you are doing it. Let them see the process. Because if you grow your skills and talents and you've assessed it and you don't have an awareness, nobody's seeing what you're doing. Nobody can pay for what they don't see. You see that now? So in 2025, bag your life. In 2025, bag your life. Build awareness for your gifts. Assess your strengths and weakness, and grow your skills and talents. And you will never forget this. You will be the one to come back next year. If you focus on these things, come back on this channel and say, Sir, thank you. But don't thank me. All you just need to do is pay the price. Invite others to this channel. See how you're learning. Make sure you're liking this video. Now, I want to teach you something very, very profound. Now, when you've done these things, when you've discovered your potentials drives you to your purpose. Your potentials is just like a reflector of your purpose, of what you are meant to be. What is inside your bag is a definition. They are elements that define who you ought to be. Are you with me now? Now, I have a question for you. What if you were given a list of things you are naturally good at, but you were told to only focus on one thing? What would it be? Let me know in the comment section. What would it be? Now, let's get to the next stage. Now, in the next section, we are going to learn a whole lot of things. In the next section, we are going to learn about how to discover, refine, and deploy our purpose. I'm going to teach you on the principles that I've learned for students while in school. Now, there are books on purpose, but I've not seen a teaching that will teach students how they can, while in school, discover, refine, and deploy their purpose. And it's something I'm going to teach you in the next section if you pay attention to it. And also in that next section, I'm going to show you how to find your way about life, still of purpose, about life, living a life of meaning while in school. I've studied some people. read books on purpose and meaning. So it's something I'm going to do. This January, it's actually on finding purpose and vision for your life. So that as you are, driving in the course of the year, if you are coming from the place of, your purpose, you have visions already. Are you getting that now? So please make sure you pay attention to what we are having to teach you. Because every month we are having a theme that we're going to teach. Every month we are having things that we're going to, talk on. Because the Nigerian students are in need. So we are going to be tackling every need of the Nigerian students. So at the end, if you followed our teaching methodically from January to down to December, as God grants us grace, you are going to become a world changer of integrity. That is one thing we are going to assure you. We are going to be bringing experts, industry leaders to come and teach us, not just me. There are people that have experience. Their bank of experience can overshadow the little things that we know. So when we invite them on the show, they're going to lavish us with what they know. So that you don't miss on any episode, make sure you subscribe and make sure you join us. Thank you so much for having me, and I'll see you in the next section. Take care.